Hey, you are now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield, drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show.
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox Postgame Podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Hey, welcome into another episode on the only podcast post-game show for the Halos in the Infield as we get along with a series loss as we start tonight on a Wednesday evening as the Angels will go down 2 of 3 to the first place Milwaukee Brewers. Some people will take the honkism and say, hey, you know what? We took 1 out of 3 against the first place team. We could have took 2 out of 3. We could have won the whole series, but who knows what would have happened with Ward's home run, blah, 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 blah. You could take the positives out of it, or you could go to negative and say we shouldn't have won any. But the fact of the matter is the Angels played up to par with the Milwaukee Brewers, except for tonight with not being, well, in last night too, for his first 7 innings, not getting any hits. They did the same thing tonight. Very, very frustrating because, again, this is a game where you could have, should have, would have. And again, you should have won this game. You should have won the series. Again, I am thinking about, before I get into everything, Saturday, please come out to Mezzo and hang out with us as we do a watch party with the Dodgers series on Saturday. We're going to be doing a watch party on Friday, but the official kickoff to Mezzo is on Saturday. So hopefully you and yours can come out, spend some time with us after 4 p.m., and we're going to be giving away things and also having a lot of fun during the game. So hopefully you guys can hang out, even if it's not even to get a meal or just to hang out and have a beer and just talk, and we'll get along and meet you, and you can meet us there at the game. So we should have a good time there. But tonight's game was very frustrating on many levels. First off, you have a pitcher, and I want to just tell you something about our boy, Mr. Anderson, who shouldn't be an Angel for very long. As the Angels fall to 29-45, 16 games under 500, 14 games, 14 out of first place, and we're not even in August. If this is August, I'm like, well, it's part of the freaking, the Angels culture. But this is now June. So we've got a long way to go in the season. There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season started tonight, and the Angels are still 16 games under. But if you look at things, Mr. Tyler Anderson, I feel bad for you. I really do, because you've been pitching your ass off for quite some time. And if you're not representing us in the All-Star game besides Mike Trout, because Mike Trout's going to get the fan vote, Tyler Anderson should be there. And as much as we've crapped on you because, again, you didn't have the stuff last year, you didn't pitch up to par, you had a very subpar year. But this year, bro, all I can do is tip my hat to you. All I can do is feel sorry for you as a fan that our offense can't produce for you enough, that you can literally give up a first-inning home run and know that you've taken a loss, even though you've gone 7 innings. Look at his last few starts, people. Against Houston on the 22nd of April, 8 innings pitched, or I'm sorry, May. Sorry. 8 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 1 run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He's not going to be a strikeout pitcher. He pitches the contact. Next start against the Yankees, 2-1 loss, 5 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 6 walks though, but 4 strikeouts. He still kept you in the game. There's no reason why you should lose that game. Against San Diego, picked up the W, 6 2/3, 1 run, 5 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Against Houston in a loss because the bullpen blew it with the men that they inherited. 6 innings pitched, 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 earned, 3 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Against San Francisco in a win, 5 1/3, 1 run, 5 hits, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. Again, you could say the walks are kind of high, but he's keeping the ball down, no home runs, allowing you plenty of time to score some runs. And you still get him with a loss. One of the more tough luck losers in the league, 6-7 is his record. Taking the loss to the All-Star or the number 1 ace for the Brewers in Peralta, 5-4. He goes 6 innings pitched, no runs, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. While Tyler Anderson compiles 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 5 Ks, 3 walks. You have a lineup that the Angels put together tonight, 4 hits. No Stefanik except in a pinch hit role. Why aren't we starting this guy who's clearly a contact hitter? We gave Pilar a shot tonight. Go figure. He didn't get the hits, but he got 2 walks. O'Hoppe had the hat trick in strikeouts. He had 10 more strikeouts tonight. You went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, leaving 6 men on base. And overall, just bad performance. And there's only one song that I can play that basically sums up the lineup. And it's this. If Slightly Below Mid was a song, it would be that South Park Cash for Gold. It would be me telling you that Shauna Well went 0 for 4 in a strikeout, that Louis Renifo went 1 for 4 and nothing else. Taylor Ward went 1 for 4 in a strikeout. Pilar went 0 for 2 and 2 walks. Logan O'Hoppe went 0 for 4 and 3 Ks. Matt Thaiss went, dude, I can't see the ball tonight. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Zach Neto, 1 hit, left on base, also with a strikeout. Moniak, 0 for 2, strikeout. Joe Adell, pinch hit, 0 for 1, fly ball out. Guillerme, 0 for 2, or actually, I'm sorry, 1 for 2. And Stefanik, Cade looking in a pinch hit role. Again, a lot of the talk is always, if we only had pitching, if we only had pitching. It, to me, always now comes down to, if we can only hit with runners in scoring position, if we can only have better at bats, smarter at bats, adjust to the pitcher. You know, okay, if you struck out the first time around, second time around even. Third time around, let's change our approach. No such luck for this team. No such adjustments. And we fall into a category of, let's go through the motions. Let's keep swinging for the fences. Hey, something might happen. Hey, launch angle. Hey. That's where this team just becomes myopic. That's where the team is below mid. And it's frustrating to watch because, again, you're hanging with a first place team. Most fans that are Angel fans don't know 90% of this roster. If I'm telling you right now, hey, Ortiz led off for the Brewers. Contreras was number 2. Yelich was 3. You'd say, I know that guy. I know Yelich. But besides that, do you know Adames? Do you know Hoskins? Do you know Monastero? Do you know Bowers, Frelick, Sanchez? Maybe Gabby Sanchez or Gary Sanchez because he played with the Yankees. But outside of that, do you know Churros? Do you know Terang? No. But what they are solid players. What they are players scouted by a franchise that's smart. that knows what they need to win, the type of players, the makeup, the attitude. They do their research, unlike our franchise, and they've put together, yes, a no-name team, but a no-name team that is currently 44-30. Would you trade your left nut to have a team that is 44-30 at this point? I would. I've had my kids already. I don't care. Maybe Big 20 begs to differ, but I want a winner. I want a team that I don't need names. I don't need you to sign a $300 million contract. I don't need the best pitcher on the market. But I want guys that are all in. I want guys that who are going to be consistent. I want teachable guys. I want guys who are willing to change if their approach currently is not good. That's what I want on a franchise. That's what we don't have on our franchise. I believe we have certain players that are willing to take those steps, but also the majority of them that are not willing. And we don't have the coaching. We don't have the scouting. We don't have the leadership. We don't have the front office to hold the jockstrap of a Milwaukee Brewers, who again are considered a small market. When we are claiming not just Orange County, which Orange County, again, outside of California, is not respected as a big market. It is a big market by itself. Shut the fuck up if you think different. But we're also claiming a bigger market that's not ours in Los Angeles. So we literally have no excuse for the slop that we are providing our fans on the daily. And that's my biggest problem. Because if you're about it, then be about it. If you're Los Angeles, let's embrace it. If not, let's stick to Orange County and still be a major player. But not just to sign guys. Let's sign guys that fit our culture, that fit our system, that fit the way that we want to go about doing things moving forward. We don't have that kind of moving forward structure that us fans deserve. You and me deserve somewhat of a direction to follow and say, okay, I can trust the process. If it's going to take 3 years for us to get back to the postseason, I'm good with that because the anticipation, the expectation will be there. And I will be faithful as a fan. But it's kind of hard when you're just dicking around, throwing things against the wall to see if it sticks, which seems like and sounds like our franchise, to be a true fan and to get through this tough time. Because we're not in year 1 or year 2 of a rebuild. We're not in a rebuild because we don't know what that means as an organization. But we are in a phase of just mediocre to sub-mediocre to beyond mediocre baseball. And that's what's frustrating you and myself. So when you have a loss like this, the myopic Angel fan could say, well, you know, you did want close games and you did want good pitching, and we were in this game and we had some opportunities, and you could take the honkism side and say, okay, take the positive out of it. Let's do the Magic Johnson. Or you could be the realistic fan and say, you know what? We had every opportunity to win this game. Had we had the right people in place, this game would be a no decision. This would be a no matter what victory for us. It should have been. Tyler Anderson pitched his ass off. I'm sure if Ron Washington said, hey, can you go in 8th inning? He would have. He deserved the win. Much like Griffin Canning and a couple of the pitchers, Soriano has been screwed. They deserve these wins. You can no longer tell me it's the pitching fault. It is the hitting. It is a fact that we don't put a consistent lineup out there, that we don't have a strategy, that we don't play the scouting reports, that we don't adjust when a pitch, and we let these pitchers settle in. We let these pitchers settle in and feel comfortable. We might as well give them a blankie and a nice drink and play some Mimi's music for them. You know, some old carols, you know, that you would play your kid in a crib to make them go to sleep because they get so comfortable on the mound. There's no fire back. It's just swing for the fences, pop out. Terrible at bats. terrible at bats for the last 4 to 5 innings of this game. And then you could look at the first 4 innings and you're like, well, they didn't do too much in the box before that either. It's bad baseball. And it continues to be bad baseball. And there's a reason why it's bad baseball. It all starts at the top. And it trickles down. And I was on another podcast today, and it's basically what I told them. Guys like Ron Washington, who would strike fear into this team and build a culture at the same time, be that father figure, can't be, because his hands are tied. He can't make the decisions that normally a manager of his caliber would make. He's hamstrung by this franchise, whether it's Perry, whether it's the analytic guys, or it's Artie at the top. But either way, he's not able to do what he wants to do. Let's get into the Stamos. The John Stamos Award for Best Player on the Field, I'm going to give it to Freddie Sanchez, who is or Freddie Peralta, I'm sorry. He gets his 5th win of the season, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. He was on fire, but you felt the Angels left him off the hook. I mean, this is a guy that they should have gotten a couple runs at least against, and a first inning home run should not have been the deciding factor in this game. But Freddie Peralta played that or not a first inning home run, a first inning sacrifice run. Played that into a victory. And kudos to him. I mean, he pitched like an ace tonight, and the Angels made him look like Roger Clemens, much like they do to a lot of the pitchers out there tonight. This game moved along pretty quick. I mean, you had 130 pitches thrown by the Brewers in total. You had 133, 83 for strikes. You had 130 total for the Angels, 80 for strikes. So this was a well-played game, well-pitched game, but for the hitting for the Angels, they left a lot on the field. And again, Tyler Anderson pitched his ass off, but I have to give the golden Stamos to our boy Freddie Peralta. Nacho Night Award.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos, ow.
Ow. The golden Stamos went to Peralta. The golden nachos, the shitty nachos, the ones with the refried beans that are past due the due date, and everything else, the sour cream that's gone moldy, everything. And I love this guy. And I think he's the future of the Angels. He's the maybe co-captain if they ever came up with a captain moniker for this team. But Logan O'Hoppe, I mean, you can't look to anybody else tonight and say, you know what, if he had come through on a couple occasions, this game would have been different, or at least one of them. But no, O'Hoppe went 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, so he earned the hat trick, which usually gets you the Nacho Night. But he was in a very important 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. He had an opportunity to come through, especially one where they had second and third, and he just hit a ground ball right up the middle to a guy who was playing basically the shift up the middle. Had he hit that to the right side, or they're not playing the shift or the closest thing to a shift, that would have been a single. That would have been 2 runs. So you could say, well, give a guy a break. But no, either way, it's an out. He didn't come through when we needed him to, and I love the guy. He's our catcher for a long time, but he did not come through. So I think he deserves a nachos tonight. So let's get into the Golden Dong, which is the stiffest competition on the field, hardest pitcher to hit, most erect hitter in the box. Let's see who it was.
It's a big Calhoun, the Golden Dong, for the player who stood out all day long. Stiffest competition on the field, halos in the infield, who's finna be revealed.
If you're new to the show and you don't know who the Golden Dong is, that's Willie Calhoun. He's got the biggest, on the field. I mean, I'm telling you, you just look at him in the batter's box. Tell me that is not a huge dong, and that gives every man a penis envy. It's incredible. But the golden dong for the stiffest in competition on the field, the most erect person in the box. It can either go to a pitcher, it can go to a hitter. It's going to go to Tyler Anderson. Tyler Anderson went 7 innings tonight. He gave you literally everything he had. Listen to these stats real quick. His ERA is at 2.48. He should be an all-star. Should be traded. We should get at least 2 good prospects just for him alone. And again, I don't want to see him leave the way he's pitched. But where's he going to get you? Is he pitching you to the playoffs? No, he can't hit, right? It's that whole thing is, can he, when we used to sign free agent hitters, can he pitch? Well, sort of now it's like, well, can he hit? No, he's not Ohtani. He's not the unicorn. So he can't hit. He can only pitch. And if he's giving you all he's got, he's giving you the best stats. He's got a year of control after this season. He's going to be a high commodity for a team like, I hate to say it, the Dodgers, who are losing pitchers left and right. Could use some stability. The Angels can actually take a couple of their good prospects. I hate the Dodgers. I don't want to help them. But if it's going to give us 2 major league ready players, I'd have to say yes to that, as much as I hate saying it. But it's just the fact of the matter is you got to flip this guy. We are the dumbest team in the league if we hold on to him. And that's saying a lot because there's the White Sox out there in the A's. But Tyler Anderson, he gets the golden dong tonight. 7 innings pitched. 64 of those 99 pitches were strikes. That's over 70% of your pitches are strikes. This guy was really in the zone tonight. Only 3 walks, 5 Ks, 1 run and 4 hits. There's no excuse for the Angels offense. No excuse. I don't care if they're facing Andy Pennant prime, Randy Johnson prime, you name it. You got to score some runs here, guys. Come on. Tyler Anderson gave you everything to win tonight. I don't care what Garcia did later on, giving up a useless run, whatever. He gave you 7 innings to at least tie the game for him, to take him off the hook, and you couldn't do that. So shame on the Angels tonight and their offense. With that being said, I have to play one thing because, again, if we get Buttercup, that means we had a lead and the team came back and beat us and we lost. We play Stukas, and we're going to mix it up and play some more music, but we play Stukas when we get a straight up win, fireworks, the whole 9. But we played one that I think we've played way too many times, and we need some more versions of it or versions of different songs, because when we lose from first pitch to last pitch, it's a Savage Garden loss.
I will be strong, I will be faithful, 'cause I'm counting on a new beginning, a reason for living, a deeper meaning, and I wanna stand with you on a mountain, and I wanna bathe with you in the sea, and I wanna lay like this forever, until the sky falls down on me.
Savage Garden lost, everybody. So that'll kick us off. That'll get us into the comments where you can speak your mind, tell us how you felt about the game. And Mateo says right away, James, it's spritz o'clock, because that's what he's feeling. He wants to pop a top.
It's o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast the day. Sip and cheer, no matter the score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Blame James for that one. Tyler says all aboard the freight train to 100 losses. Cue Bally's, because they're going to be like, hey, don't worry about it. We got plenty of time left. We got Yeah, there you go. I hate that song, by the way. Also, Anna says, this was such a bad game tonight. Guess what? Big 20 says, I went on a date and had a great time. I will call in. I'm sure you will. And oh, yeah, Dan says offense took a dump. Anderson got cheated. Absolutely. Eddie Perez says, love me some Savage Garden right now. Well, you got it. A Lakers fan says Ward is number one. Is number one in his last 1 for 20 in his last 20 at bats. Good jog every game. Also, Anna says no offense whatsoever tonight. No offense. Dan says follow Big 20. Dude, you look more like a center than a guard. Than a surfer. Midapi says someone needs to replace my honk. Can't believe I watched the whole game expecting something. Same thing with me. Eric says, shit, I got to work tomorrow. Big 20. Glad it was fun. Also, the Angels grandma checks in with they could have left Joe Adell in the lineup. He could have made an out just as well as everyone else. Ha ha ha. Also, Halo Joe says, hey Todd, did you know it's June? Did you get Juneteenth off? No, I actually didn't. I actually got Juneteenth off on accident because my tire got a flat, actually 2 of them, and I had to get towed, so I couldn't go into work. Balls, and win the opener, lose the next 2. Boy, where have we seen that one before? Because again,
time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Losing 2 in a row after winning the first. Willie Max says feels like we should have swept this team. Yes, we left a lot out there on the field. Balls, and lost tonight. Tough one tonight.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Losing again. Let's see. Dang it, July, Todd. Also, let's beat the Dodgers, please. No offense, literally none. We can't fucking score, Grillmaster says. Also, Willie Max says Ward has to hit the weight room warning track power. Boy, and when I was doing the pod, that's what the host was saying as well. Tyler says we should have vote number 6 into the All-Star game just so he could get the booze of the century and look like the loser that he is. I would be all for that, but then again, that would make our organization look even worse. Jack Lee says used up all our offense trying to come back last night. Don't worry, we'll have more to use on Saturday. So are we going to score like 12 runs and then get shut out the next 4? Marty says another stellar performance by Anderson, yet we can't get a friggin' run. Also, we can't beat the Doyers. Saucy says we need an update on Savage Garden montage with Shonawell falling down on his way to his first and the Brewers scoring an inside the park home run while Adele jacks off in the outfield. Just from the Brewers series, we can have a new Savage Garden stuff. Glasnow versus Sandoval on Friday. We lose 4-1 or 10-2. Boy, Grillmaster, that is on point. Anderson must be pissed. I would be too, but he's further just getting his stock up. So either way, even if he's putting in these great performances and taking the loss, it's hurting the Angels, but it's helping his stock and maybe his chances of getting back into the playoffs. Grillmaster says if Soriano doesn't go Saturday, it'll be Plesac versus Paxton, which will be interesting. At least the Rockies beat the Doyers. I will take that. Brewers, James says, are young and fun. Also, Dirty Sanchez and Churros. I know those guys. Grillmaster says, Milwaukee and the Brewers spritzed all over us. Marty says, I'm not trading my nuts under any circumstances. Blood Moon says, we would have easily won the game if those runs came through. Another night where pitcher pitches his ass off and no run support. Exactly. Gooby couldn't stop spritzing over the Brewers pitching. He's like, hey, these guys used to pitch as good as I did. Willie Max says Angels need to stop playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo when drafting players. Exactly. They actually shouldn't do the whole fantasy football thing either. Next best player. They should just actually do their research. Opportunity after failed up and down the lineup. DFA everyone, Grillmaster says, also failed opportunity after failed opportunity. All those runners left on base is the reason why we lost this game. Should have easily won, but they beat themselves. No true words ever said tonight. We will sweep the Doyers, book it, or you mean get swept, because they're getting close to evening up that record all time as far as the interleague series. No wonder they played so many suicide hotline commercials, Saucy says. Also, Willie says, it's so dumb that we claim Los Angeles makes the franchise look like we were a bicycle helmet at the time we wear one. Yes, it does, because, again, if the Ducks don't do it, they're not the Anaheim Los Angeles Ducks of Anaheim or the Mighty Ducks of Los Angeles of Anaheim. I mean, they just said, hey, screw it, we're Anaheim, we're Anaheim. We should be the same. We're subjected to mediocre baseball, and worst of all, no direction. Tamir 20 says. Marty says, send out Marcia. She will show them how to make good contact with balls, every type of ball, sliders, fastballs, sweepers, etc. Even Big 20 and grill those balls. Take out Stefanik when he's hitting on the last road trip. Brilliant logic. Artie says, seriously, where in the F is number 6? Does he just fake it until he breaks the bank? I think he fakes it until someone actually calls him out. Stamos depressed me. I'm sorry. Also, Willie Back says, we should have claimed Harold Ramirez. Oso says, hey, the upside to this game is getting bricked up by when seeing Erica Forrest Whitaker, Weston's. By the way, does she not wear too much blush? I know I'm being very critical of Erica Weston, but I have to remain true to breaking down the situations on the field. And Erica Weston's lazy eye, her Forrest Whitaker, and the blush. Come on, man, tone it down, girl. Get your shit together. He is who we thought he was, Grillmaster says, and we let him off the hook. Play that when we let him off the hook. So he's asking for some coach of the Vikings. What was his name again? I forgot his name. They are who we thought we were or whatever like that. And we let him off the hook. Now you got to find it, because when you pull up those obscure ones, I can't just play this.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Where the hell is it? That's, again, I don't like the setup when it comes to StreamYard, when it comes to their sound bites. When I'm able to put my sound bites in, yeah, it's on me, but I have to name them right and stuff. But just the way I had the other one, it was all color coded and I know which one to go to, and it just worked. So we let them off the hook is not showing up for whatever reason. Oh, here it is.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
There you go. That's for you, Grillmaster. Also, no offense, but what the hell is going on out here? And that's going now to stretch up to our boy Lombardi, who's very much frustrated on a nightly basis.
What the hell's going on out here?
Exactly. Hey, he has the amount of homers. Just swing away and you'll get one Gooby. Also, the nachos include Todd's toes. Hey, shut up. R. Martinez says, hope the Angels beat the Dodgers. Boy, I'm telling you again, this team could lose 16 to 20 in a row, and I'd be fine with that. Just sweep the fucking Dodgers, and I'm all for it. Balls, and erectile dysfunction. Also, Angels staff is scouting, and scouting won't get the best player or players if they trade for Anderson. And that's the sad reality. I'm hoping you're wrong, R. Martinez, but I have a feeling you're right. I can also see Anderson going to Cleveland. The team needs pitching help. Or Minnesota. Or even in Kansas City. There is a lot of buyers this season. The Angels will beat the Angels bats were limp again. Anderson to the Cubs. That would be pretty good one there too. Savage Garden sums up the entire Angels season. Daniel saying, how's it going? Well, how are you doing? Also, man, those clips of Trout, he looks deeply sad, and he does. Mario says, great performance by Anderson tonight. No offense at all. Cue Lombardi. And that Lombardi is on one tonight. Exactly. You would almost seem to think, if you watch some old Lombardi, that he'd be like, there's a seam here and a seam here, and what we want to go is right up the middle. That famous speech that he gave when he was drawing on the chalkboard. But when it came to baseball, he'd be like, adjust. Scoring at home basically is not allowed for this team. Also, Willie Mack says Baltimore needs pitching and has top prospects. That would be a good team too. Also, R. Martinez says it's Spritz o'clock somewhere, and since we played it earlier, we might as well play it one more time. To cue Roger Lodge, let's go to producer of the Stars, James, and play some Spritz o'clock.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast the day. Sip and cheer, no matter the score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
I love that song because it's like sip or cheer, no matter the score, spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. So that, to me, when Randy came up with those lyrics, it just sums up the Angels fan base in general, as far as being like, you know what? I don't care about the score. Let's just spritz all over the place because we're Angel fans. That's honkism to the extreme. Even though we're 16 games under 500, please beat those fucking Doyers this weekend and our ex Otani. Yeah, that's the one we got to aim for. Striking out that turd burglar, that better would be great. James says Dalton Rushing and James Outman from the Dodgers for Tyler Anderson and Pilar. I could see that. But would Outman come through with the Angels uniform? I don't know. I'm still leery on Outman. I'm kind of siding with the fact that he's another Moniak or a 4A Brandon Wood. Got my daughter a baseball, Mario says. Card team set at the stadium. She was disappointed Zach Neto wasn't in the pack. Hugh Lombardi. Your daughter says this a lot last night, too. Matt Grillmaster says Todd got a flat on his Ford. Guess the Ford can't focus now. It's a Fusion, not a Focus. Let's see. Also, nachos for the nipples. Also, R. Martinez says if we can't beat the Doyers, just hope that the Angels don't embarrass themselves. Yes, exactly. Milwaukee brewed lots of offense this series. Play strange brew by Cream. Look, if you think about it, the Brewers scored in 3 games 11 runs. So that's average of just under 3 runs per game, and or just under 4 runs a game. The Angels scored a total of 8 and lost the series. So I mean that's typical Angels baseball. Typical Angels baseball. Eric says good night all. The only thing the Dodgers are known for is being the Doyers off the draft. Also, Dan Rio says, then damn it, Todd, change your intro, drop the LA. We will at some point. Denny Green says the Game Cube 64 guy. Thank you, Denny Green. I missed that guy. He was a very fiery coach. Unique, one of a kind. Mateo says, yeah, well, this team sure did suck tonight. It plain out sucked.
Well, that team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
Thank you, Homer. Moonman says, I'm on the 57 North in my 78 Pinto, throwing all my Angels baseball cards out the window. Ward sucks. I am right there with you when it comes to Ward. Can't stand that guy. Tyler says they interviewed that kid with cancer, and Weston said, best of luck to you. What the fuck? Hugh Bally's, get the jack-app and take a ride with Kia. It's almost like she wasn't listening. She's like, so you have cancer and you beat it, but there's a chance of remission. Good luck. Your Hondas are good. Hey, Gooby, back to you.
Everyone gets to customize their munchie meal, but I'm giving you your very own.
I've been known to get the munchies from time to time.
And your own intern, Mitch.
What up, Miach? Oh, Miach is what my grandma calls me.
Exactly. Also, David Carroll says if Erica put one of those glass things on her in her eyes, she would look like Colonel Clyde. Silent E says hated Artie since the fucking name change, and I'll hate him until he's gone from this team. In the fact, I'll fucking hate him until this team is the stench of his cheap billionaire cologne removed. It's the Halo honk line. A little early.
It is a little early, isn't it, Todd?
Who's this?
It is I, Halo Joe. How are you?
Oh, it's Halo Joe. How are you doing?
I'm pissed off, Todd. Damn it.
Let's hear it.
Pissed off.
Okay.
I just can't handle it anymore. It's driving me crazy. Every time this happens, and I don't know why, I'm a sucker for it. And I get involved, and I fall for it every time. It's like I'm getting the Crisco wristwatch.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Halo Joe, because I could sense the frustration tonight. You watched a well-pitched game by the Angels and then nothing offensively.
No, not the Angels. I just went to Starbucks. I bought 3 drinks, and it came out to $18.
Dude, that's actually cheap for Starbucks. 3 drinks.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you, it was almost $20 for 3 drinks.
You know, I tell you the only thing that's a bigger ripoff than Starbucks is if you were to have an electric car, solely electric car, and you're charging it. You know how much it costs to charge 150 miles to your car?
How much is that?
$55.
Not bad. Did you know it's cheaper if you plugged your car into a potato?
Okay.
That's what I've heard anyway. It's all over YouTube.
Oh, it's the latest and greatest, right?
It's the latest and greatest on the YouTube. Yes, you got it.
The interwebs.
Todd, for
Mhm.
someone who hates the Spritz O'Clock commercials so much, and for you to play that song that much, it just cracked me up. I remember how anti-Spritz O'Clock you were, and all of a sudden you just had this change of mind. You're like those guys on the after-school specials where they were like bullying the little kids, and then they learn their lesson, and now they're best friends.
Well, because it's one of those things where you just hear it too much. It's like they play that little like real weak guitar sound, like doo, 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 and then the chick goes, "It's Spritz O'Clock, just 70% or 70 calories, just a botanical spritz." And it's like, oh man, and it gets stuck in your head. And then when Randy came up with that brilliant commercial, it's like I can't play it enough.
Yeah. Randy actually made a better commercial for them. They should pay Randy. Because it's actually better. And to go ahead and broadcast the same picture too, send that over to everyone to see of their product and Artie's turkey neck.
Oh,
that's just wobbling around. I mean, it's right there. He's holding the cannon right next to the cannon.
He's got that leather face. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, I would buy Botanical Kettle One. You know, I would take a spritz to the face. Just, pause. But I would.
Don't ever say that out loud again. Anyway, well, I gotta go. I have some more complaining to do about these prices here at Starbucks. I've had enough. I think I'm gonna start going to Coffee Bean or some good old fashioned McDonald's coffee.
You know who has a very underrated coffee, and I will say this, and maybe I don't know, maybe they've hooked it up on occasion, but I like Jack in the Box iced coffee. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a ringing
endorsement.
Yeah, it's not a ringing endorsement. I'm not saying it's the latest and greatest, but I mean, if you don't like paying $6 for a venti, go to Jack in the Crack.
That makes a lot of sense. I wonder if OG's makes coffee. Some OG's brew.
You know,
I might try that out.
You want to talk about choro or having to blow up the bathroom. If you're eating pizza, OG's pizza with some iced coffee, you got some problems.
That'll do it. You'll be promising yourself a trip to the restroom and blowing mud for about 4 hours.
Jeez. Yeah, that's.
You have yourself a great night.
You too, bro. All right, Halo Joe.
Talk to you later.
Later.
Bye-bye.
That's Halo Joe. That's one of the most hardcore Angel fans you'll ever meet, but he is so frustrated, and I can't blame him. Grillmaster says, come trade deadline, some of our notable players will be out of here. James also says, shout out. Oh, shit. Here we go again. That's true, man, because when you see this offense being so anemic and just not worthy of our fandom.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Yep, it's going to be a long night. Dan says, you have a Fusion too? Great minds think alike. Energy, baby, 57 miles per gallon. It does do great. It does do great, but the tires, not so much. Also, too bad this series wasn't in Milwaukee. At least we could start at front row at Amy's nice tatas all game, or stare at Amy's nice tatas. I'm trying to think who that is. Maybe that's their Erica Weston. Marty says, Halo Joe, the great Halo Joe. I feel I should be having a cup of Joe while I listen. He's very good, by the way. I'll name you a bigger ripoff than Starbucks, Velcro. Oh my God. $20 for 3 is not bad. It's 20 for 1 drink at the Big A right now. It is true. Saloni says, Todd, yesterday that a 10 could perform like a 1 is equal to a dead fish. That has been this team the whole season. Looks good on paper, and that's it. A bunch of dead trout hovering over corpses. Ooh, that's sad, but it's true. Maybe this chick is the Angels are that hot chick that just lays there and says, have at it, does nothing, gives you nothing, and that's it. Brian says, what is Artie's goal here? He cannot possibly think he can turn around this sinking ship anytime soon. Artie is hated, the team sucks, and the fans are pissed. What you got there, Artie or Brian, is basically in those last 3 statements exactly what's going on with this team. It's going to take a ownership change or him stepping away and putting in a Magic Johnson or someone to be the spokesman. If he hired Torrey Hunter to be the face of this franchise, to be unveiling the newest and latest and greatest free agents, or there to tell us, hey, be patient, we're working on it, we're going to get this team back to the postseason. Just take yourself out of the equation, keep collecting the checks, keep having Christmas in June, but Artie, let somebody else run it. I think that would do big time, like for your it would change the franchise. It would get people to look at the Angels differently. It would relieve some of the fan stress that you've caused. And we would be less pissed if we had someone that we could relate to. Like Torrey Hunter is an everyday man. Torrey Hunter is probably one of your nicest, coolest, down-to-earth. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not going to bullshit you when it's bad. I'm going to be not too honkish when it's good. That's the kind of guy that I would pay to be the face of the franchise, to be the guy that's going to let us know everything's going to be okay, or hang tight, we'll get there type of dude. Perry doesn't give us that confidence. Artie sure as hell is not a beacon of positivity. So we need someone. We need a change. And I think Brian is onto something right there. Mario says, Halo Joe just needs a hand job from Marsha to giant hand to feel better. That's disgusting. Dutch Brothers, R. Martinez says, don't let Marsha hear you want to take a spritz to the face. Exactly. Angel sucks balls. Squirrely Dad checks in with $20 for 3 beers is great. Haven't had a drink in 7 years and don't miss it. It's weed for me, baby. You know what, Squirrely Dad? Enjoy it, because the way that weed has transformed in the last 20 years can be a benefit for, like, when my mom was passing away and she needed that help, whether it was the liquid cannabis or smoking it or having the brownie. It helps medically. And also, like, if you have a sleeping deprivation, I mean, they have weed for everything. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm the biggest weed connoisseur. I'm not. But I've partooken over the years and whatnot, and it's recreational. It could be medical. It could be a lot of things. It could help. And the way they do it now, it's not as poignant as it was, or let's just say it's more mainstream, and it's not, where you have to know your dealer. You don't need a dealer anymore. So it's more out there. It's more legit, obviously, and we're in a state that actually provides it. Run fast and turn left unless you're going right in the dugout after failing to produce. I like that one, Grill. That's pretty good. If Artie was steering the Titanic, would he put the ship in reverse and hit the iceberg again just to make sure? He'd be like, this ship isn't sinking fast enough. Rally Chris checks in with, Artie probably was saying tonight, how did you guys like my entertainment on the field? See, also blowing mud, just busting me up. Dan says he loves that. Fly ball to Ward. Let's take a drive with Honda. Play the song Wayne. Also, you should skip the messages that are more than 20 words. All right, Artie. Let's see. Hammer, did you get the girl at breakfast? No, I'm pretty sure he didn't. Artie is the Donald Sterling of the MLB. Without the controversy. I would love for him to be Donald Sterling at this point. David says, when you were playing, Todd, and had a player on your team like Dumbo Ward, would you get in his face and tell him to hustle or else? Yes. I did that in high school, and because I learned from the players ahead of me. So when I started as a freshman, David, I would just sit back and see how the culture was, how the players treated each other, who was the leader, who was the guy that you could not talk shit to no matter what, who was the guy that you had to ridicule to get him going. And there was that kind of, culture, or there was that kind of like, you had to understand the dynamics of the team. You had to know when you could make a big play and celebrate, if it was allowed or not, if you had to go about your business, if you could be, motivation, like you had to learn the team. And it took me a couple of years. And when I did get to be a senior, I understood the way, and I was now a player that was looked up to. I was advancing in skills, and I was the fastest on the team at the time. I'm not pumping my own, tooting my own horn or whatever, but that was the reality. And then when you get to freaking the minors and you get a reality check, you get the rookie ball, it's like, boy, these are the best of the best coming from the nation and whatnot. And you're trying to get to a milestone that seems years away if you don't bust your ass or put in the effort. So yeah, I mean, I've done it to several players, and especially when I was a senior, I call them out, especially if they thought they were hot shit and they weren't playing up to your capability. You thinking that you're being the leader on the team and they're not hustling as hard. Hell yeah, you call them out. I've had to do that many times when I played. Dan says, here's a trick with a Fusion. Buy a size smaller than what's recommended and buy used tires. Hit me up later. I figured it out. Average is 57.7 miles per hour. Wow, that's pretty good. I get 45. Anyone else watching the boys? Holy shit, the blood and nudity. Big 20 might learn some things. No, I haven't seen that. Grillmaster says U.S. cities won't have the songs written about them. What's the matter with weed? Okay. James says, I need some brownies, bro. You know what? Maybe the next time you come out, we can partake. Silent says, Artie is just getting his paycheck, and that's it. All he cares about is his pockets. 77 good years old and goddamn years old. And he wants his money so that he can die in the bed of money and have the last laugh at our expense. Exactly. And set up his family for years and not give a shit about what he did to the fan base or the people. Flyball the Ward, let's take a drive with Honda, play the song Wayne. Yeah, that's basically what he does because, again, Flyball the center, you have to sneak in a commercial. You have to do this. You're crazy, Grillmaster.
You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy.
Also, Dan says, when did you make varsity, freshman or sophomore? Sophomore year. I was on the varsity team for 3 seasons. And I moved up pretty quick. And we actually hit in 96. That was the team that went to, the playoffs. 97, we went to the playoffs. 98, we kind of fell off. But I was one of the captains on the team, second captain on the team. So center fielder all the way, played every game. Loved it. Loved it. Also, Grillmaster says the joke was squirrely dad. Brian says also Carol Moreno was spotted providing relief in the bullpen tonight. Oh, jeez. Dan says, I do like the gummies. Wow, they sneak up. You know what? I had a very bad experience with those. They were the what are those called? They were small. They were about the size of, I want to say, a silver dollar, but they were Cocoa Crisp, like weed. They weren't gummies, but they were chewable. They were kind of like chocolate. And the potency I didn't think was all that strong, but I've never had a more paranoid trip than eating one of those. Like, you're only supposed to take, like, I know it's going to sound bad, but one of the balls at a time, because there's like 10 of them like together, and they're like almost the size of, like, like I said, or they're bigger than a silver dollar. And you're only supposed to take like a piece off at a time. You're not supposed to eat the whole thing in one big bite. My dumbass eats it like it's candy. It tastes like Cocoa Crisp, but with like marshmallow stuck together. So you don't even taste the potency or nothing. And I went on like the worst trip as far as being paranoid and seeing things moving more than they should, or not being able to get to a destination when it's right there in front of me. It was all bad. all bad. And because of that, and a time in Vegas with a gummy, I was like, nah, I'm not one for gummies anymore. James says Torrey Hunter would be great, but also the guys from the NBA TNT, give me a Reggie Miller or a Shaq to be our ambassador with Mark Cuban buying the team. Torrey and Cuban would bring a lot of energy. Boy, I can't disagree with that at all. Let's see. Mouth parties. Grillmaster says run fast and then turn left unless you're going into the dugout. You already read that one. Also, Todd, read the stand-up comment. Hell is frozen over. Let's see. Also, Artie says, can you ban Grillmaster, perhaps an embargo for 30 days? Sometimes he makes me want to, Artie. I ain't going to lie. But sometimes he makes me feel like, you know what? He's a positive contributor. So it's 50-50 with him at times. David says, so Todd, you having watch parties on Saturday and Sunday? What are the times for those? I'm doing a watch party on Friday and Saturday, actually. So for the Dodgers series will be Friday at Mezzo's. But that's the day before the grand opening. And then Saturday will be the watch party as well. But I'll be there at 4. So I'm going to be there early on Saturday. And then Friday, I'm going to get there prior to game time. And then doing the watch party from Mezzo. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, but those will be game time, a watch party. So probably 10 minutes before game time. So I think those are 6:38 starts. So probably around, I would say 6:20 we'll get on the air. See, also, Mateo says, again, I'm not James. And then Artie's daughter was spotted flirting with the dong in the dugout during the game. 714 says, by the way, I forgot my wallet at home, so Sugar Mama Honda commercial. I'm hungry. Let's hear from Jack the Box Gooby. I want some of those nachos or whatever they have over there at Jack in the Box. Side salad. Rally Chris says, Todd, I'm thinking about taking an Uber down on Saturday, so if you can give me a ride back, I could do that, Rally Chris, if you can. Also, Silent says, I'm grateful for the show and the network every day, but especially on days like today, this loss and many others absolutely pissed me off, but I can always get laughs here. Thank you, Todd, Heedy, and fans. And I appreciate Hayes' comment too, Silent E. Yours comment and also Hayes yesterday, but I didn't get a chance. I saw it right when we got off the air. Dan says, sure, it wasn't Cocoa Puff, weed, and Coke. No, it was not Coke. Also, Todd doesn't taste the balls in his mouth. That's disgusting. No, there's no real good answer to that because either way it sound bad. So I'm gonna go over that.
Pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos
and balls in my mouth. Demetrius says 45 losses by June 19th. Fuck you, Big 20, for no reason. Carol Moreno was spotted flirting with Luis Guillermo in the dugout today. Okay. Also, Artie says, you hype mezzos. Are you getting paid on the side? If so, you demand. I think what it is right now is we're getting discounts for all of our people that come in there and wear Angels gear or just say Halos in the infield. And then we're going to get a 15% back after the fact. So obviously we have to bring butts in the seats and all that stuff, and then things will work out. But it's the initial startup. And it's the same thing with 714 tickets. So again, I think Mezzo will be the first one that I'll actually pay out pretty good. It's just that, we got to get people there. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to support local business. Willie says, how come Artie got away with getting in trouble for the shady business dealings with the city of Anaheim? Or how? I don't know, dude. Willie, I mean, like he's been able to skirt around a lot, where as long as you have people that, I don't know, again, like a Frank McCourt, who basically got the team taken from him because he had a divorce. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even like he got into some trouble or anything else like that. He just his wife decided to divorce him because either, I forgot, he cheated or she cheated, whatever. It doesn't matter. He still owns a parking lot. He still got a sweet part of the deal. Dodger fans, Dodger media, LA media wanted him gone. They're so happy with the ownership that they got there. And I think that because of the myopic Angels media and the news, and we don't have like a KCAL 9 solely from Orange County. We don't have that. Yeah, you have your San Diego channels, you have your LA channels. Anaheim's sort of just in the middle. We don't have that aggressive media that'll hold people accountable. So Artie Moreno has been able to skirt through or fall through the cracks. And it's just like, oh, well, he's Artie Moreno. And again, MLB Network and others say he's one of the great owners in the league. What the fuck are you watching? How come no one's dove into these stories? So yeah, I believe in any other market, he gets ousted. But two things keep him in power: his ethnicity and also the fact that he's part of the good old boy network. And it's very hard for owners to oust someone unless there's something very egregious. So if MLB is too worried about the Brewers and them not having luxury seats, not enough of them, and they're not doing things to change a horrible situation in Oakland, and they're basically just getting around to helping Tampa get a new stadium 10 years later, Artie is nowhere close to their, hey, we got to do something about him type of deal. He's not even on the radar. So again, the only way we see a ownership change, in my opinion now, is what Grillmaster says. Dude's got to die. And I'm not advocating for it. So I don't want to come off as saying, oh, I can't wait till he dies. That's not my intention. That's not what I'm thinking. That's not what I'm meaning. It's just the fact that that's the only way, because it's been very clear of two things. Artie has unfinished business. And then two, his family doesn't want anything to do with the Angels. This is clearly an Artie project. This is Artie's hobby. His family wants nothing to do with this franchise. So the moment he passes away, whether it's tomorrow or 10 years from now, you best believe this team is going to be up on the market. I can't imagine what his family thinks, the fact that even if he didn't tell him the offers that he got, it's public knowledge that he was at least at the most he was offered $3.5 billion, and at the least $2.5 billion. You don't think his family or his kids are like, God damn it, Arturo? You know, I would. I mean, what has he got he can't do it. There's no confidence in this guy winning for us or getting us a winner. So, long story short, if he passes away, this team is as good as sold as soon as a week later. I mean, he won't even be in the ground, and they're going to be taking offers. I'm just saying. Dinoco Dad or Squirrely Dad says, go to Mezzo's, great calzones. He enjoyed his food there. I could be there Friday, possibly. I hope you sold James, because I do need someone on the mic with me for Friday and Saturday. I don't want to do it by myself. Rally Chris says, all right, if I do, I might wear my Rally Monkey outfit and do some content with the fans. I'll be doing fan reaction, asking the fans after the game and before the game. There you go. Frank had a divorce. McCourt two-handled the divorce. Also, I saw we lost. I was at the party. Artie also checks in with, we should get Artie's home address and bombard him with letters to sell the effing team. He lives in Arizona, right? He sure does. Also, Willie says, I tripped hard one time and fell into a pool of Legos. Okay. Dan says, it might be because he's Hispanic. That does play a big part. The only owner who was truly ousted was Dan Schneider in the NFL. No, Frank McCourt was ousted as well. The league wanted him out of there because it was a bad look for a major market to be struggling so bad. And also the Clippers owner as well. He was ousted because of racial remarks and also cheating on his wife. Anyone remember the G-Force KCAL9 commercial? Tune in for Gloss, Guillen Guerrero, and Garrett Anderson take on such and such. Boy, that's going back a ways. I kind of remember that. Don't forget Artie is Trump's boy. He sure is. Also, Artie is the Dan Schneider of baseball, and the MLB is woke, and the commissioner is a leftist idiot. Let's see. Those guys do remember it. James right there. Also, city of Tucson in Arizona. That's where he lives. Rally Chris says, Artie told his family, I have unfinished business. Guys, you guys can watch amazing entertainment like seeing the dong in Erica Weston's eye. Good old cockeyed. So with that being said, we are at the hour mark. It is 10:51 here on the Pacific Coast. The Angels lose and lose again. Also, I remember the A-Team K-Cow commercials. I've always wanted to do that one, James. I really wanted to do an A-Team commercial and just post pictures over their faces and stuff, but nope, not good. Didn't work out. Also, dude's gotta die soon, or die. What the hell sounds like a movie plot? The Halo clown will knock out Artie and get him through the heights, or gotta get through the tight security by Kloss. Special appearances by Marsha, Artie's side chick. Ill. Also, check out Todd. Everyone, hit up the Brodies. Oh, here we go. It's the Halo Honk line. What's going on, my man?
Wow, winning.
What happened this morning? Because we all want to know how breakfast went with Big 20.
So I picked him up. Well, first I called him like right at 8:30. 8:39ish going to the Bagel Shack.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wake up. I call him one time. I'm like, oh, they must still be sleeping. I'm like, okay, I'm telling myself I'm not going to call him until like 9 o'clock. And so I put my phone down. I charged it this morning. I fell kind of back to sleep. I kept on checking the time. 9 o'clock rolls around. I call them again. They don't pick up. The funny thing is they call me back, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Are we still on for this morning? And
John Stamos choked on me.
Still on. And I'm like, oh, okay. I remember it. I was like, okay, I'll pay for you and your stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I'll be over in like 10 minutes. I go over there. She's like, I'm like, I'm here. She's like, okay, I'm coming. I just need to put my top back
These
on.
nuts.
Whoa, she was, whoa. I'm like, whoa. And so I was just like thinking like, whoa.
Okay,
freaky.
get past the whoa. What happened at breakfast?
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. And then we go to breakfast.
Oh, gnarly.
We order. I'm like, oh, let's go to my favorite surf spot, T Street.
I know that, dude.
We take it to go. I take them to T Street. I'm like, yeah, so how's your guys' summer been? Blah, blah, blah. We start, like, talking about summer and, like, what we're doing these next, like, couple weeks. And, like, they're like, oh, we want to start surfing. And I'm like,
don't.
Like, I'll teach you. And, like, we can go to Santa and, like, longboard. And, like, I'm like, my mom can teach you too. Like, and I'll teach this one girl. Push her in the waves and then look at something while I push her in the waves, but other than that, and then we just like start talking about like 4th of July and summer plans. I'm going to Angel next Wednesday.
Stop it. Get some help.
And then they had tennis, so I was like, okay, what time do you guys need to be back home? And they're like, oh, we need to be back.
Whoa, wait a second. So you didn't take out one chick. You took out her friend and her?
Yeah, she was nervous today.
See?
I was like, oh.
You see, yeah, you were talking this big game, Big 20, and you were like, I'm going to get some sex. It's like, no, bro, you're going to breakfast.
No, I never said I was going to have sex. I said I was taking the girl on a date today.
Uh-huh.
I was being a gentleman. I asked her how her summer was and like, oh, what's your plans for these next couple weeks?
Bro, you were friend zoned.
Yeah.
You took out 2 girls, so you paid for 2.
No, I'm not friend zoned. She likes me. She told me she's gonna have an 18th Rager on October 16th, and she wants to hang out more. I've been hanging out with these girls all summer. Like, it's been awesome. And they're gonna hang out with me on 4th of July. And their mom, like, she told me her mom can drive us around and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, great. Like, I don't want to be drunk in your mom's car, like, fuck that. But I was like, okay, well, what time do you have to go to tennis? And they're like, we have to be home before 11. So we get back in the car. We start going home, and they're like, thanks for yeah, no problem. Like, yeah, sure. And then we get to their house. I drop them off. I'm like, bye. See you guys in a couple
Emotional damage.
So that was it. And now I'm like, we're just taking things slow. Like, she likes me, but we're taking things slow. That's what I got out of this.
Well,
And then
it looks like you didn't get anything out of it.
No, we're taking things slow because she just got out of a 10-month relationship with her other man, and she got her heart broken, and we're taking things slow.
So you're the breakfast rebound?
Yeah, and I'm gonna hopefully get some. Eventually, in a couple months, I'm gonna be taking her to like my family event and getting action. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
A couple months.
I'm not worried. Trust me.
We're taking things slow before we date.
He gone.
Sorry.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, but yeah, it was.
What the hell's going on out here?
And we lost, but next Wednesday and Thursday we better win when I'm there.
Oh
no! I'm going
we suck again.
And we better win, but we better beat those stinking Dodgers this weekend.
I'm sure you're our good luck charm.
Yes, sir. But other than that, hopefully, 4th of July is only like a week away after this weekend, and all I gotta say is, hopefully I get some action on 4th of July secretly, because I was talking to this one girl tonight, and she's like, yeah, my parents don't want me like dating anyone, and I was like, maybe not kissing anyone, but we can do it secretly. And I'm like, God! So maybe I'll get some action with the
you could do kissing over Instagram. There's that. But I'm saying
hey, guess what?
What?
Guess what? I gave her a kiss when we ended the FaceTime. I was like, good night. And I kissed the phone. So that's a start. That's a start. Over FaceTime.
Big 20, you are the man. That's all I gotta say. You have a good night, man.
Go Angels! Go Chicks! Happy 4th of July is gonna be awesome. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
I don't know what to say after that. Eric says, Todd, I don't know how you watch this, or you can watch this pathetic display of baseball every night. You should get an award for having a stomach for this shit. I just can't watch this crap every night. I get it. But there's something special about me. It's not too good, and that's what it is. Big 20 is a little brother your mom wishes she aborted. Damn. How turned on were you, Hammer? Who's the better meat? Oh, jeez. Big 20 dong got blocked from sex. Eric Ward says Big 20 is the exact same chance of scoring the Angels do of getting back to 500. Exactly. I walked to my TV to change the channel, and I'm hearing Hammer fantasize still about getting his first erection. Mario says listening to Big 20 tell a story is like a terrorist getting waterboarded. Oh, brother, this guy sucks. Frederick says, I Googled friend zone and some surfer kid picture popped up. Damn, that's cold-blooded. Also, the never be a rebound Big 20. Big 20 is all over the place. Eric Ward says this is almost as depressing as the season. But the season started tonight. You're the breakfast rebound, Todd. That's what she said, please. Big 20 Z's. Let's see. Was there Uber? Let us use the rally hammer to beat the Dodgers. Make it a thing. Todd and Randy, the rally hammer. I don't know. The rally hammer actually has to hit on something. The Angels honored Big 20 from this date today, made the score 2-0. Big 20. There you go, Rally Chris. I didn't think of that. Dude, just hang up and get the lotion out. Frederick says Heaney pitches in to buy Big 20 a whore, or pitches in to buy Big 20 a whore, and he still strikes out. Hammer needs to pick up a cougar when he's legal. He is legal now, which is scary. He is driving, which is scary. Big 20 is walking blown safe. Damn, the only action Big 20 will get will be waving the American flag in the cock chair. Damn, you guys are brutal. Wait, we lost. I wasn't paying attention to the game. I was at a party. Yeah, we did lose. Also, Hammer saw breasts for the first time ever. Let's see. Also, I'm tired of hearing the season starts tonight. Well, if that's the case, well, then we have to play.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Grillmaster says, my first ex was a cougar. Also, Big 20 is going to get action from Lady Boy. Jeez. Has anyone heard Roger lately? What's his take on the shit show? I haven't listened to him in so long, so I couldn't tell you, Eric. I'm tired of the PP, Propaganda Prime Minister. I can't stand him, so I wouldn't know. I'm pretty sure some Halo honks are out there. Val Hartley's singing his praises, but I can't get into that guy. I can't stomach him. I can't even stomach him on the local broadcast when he's like, "Hey everybody, June 28th and 29th, Christmas in June." It's like, shut the fuck up. Can't stand that guy. He is again the broadcasting version of what's wrong with this whole mess. Well, hold on a second. My first ex was a cougar. When I dated her, I was 13. That's not a cougar. Those are just two kids doing stupid things. So a cougar is if you were 15 and she's 28 or something like that. And that's something somewhat cougar. Or you're 21 and she's like 38, something like that. Or 40. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. Appreciate everyone calling in. Messaging is always good and crazy at the same time, so we love it. James, the fuck, girl. Let's see. I don't even know how honks can continue with the excuses. It's so fucking bad. Exactly, girl. Really, sir? Anyway, we will be back here tomorrow suffering, I think, or we don't even play tomorrow, I don't think, right? I think we're off tomorrow. I have to make sure this time because I was off last time. I was like, oh, we play tomorrow? Let's see, Thursday night's games. Let's see, are we playing tomorrow? And no, we're not. So we're off tomorrow. Friday we'll be back. Friday we'll be back with the Dodgers over at Mezzo. So if you want to come out, check us out there. Saturday for sure, we will be there doing our routine, kicking off the new restaurant. So it's another soft opening on Friday. And then Saturday versus the Dodgers, we'll be live doing a watch party there, giving out prizes and having a good time. So for that being, for everyone here on the Halos in the Infield Network, we appreciate everyone as usual. And we will talk to you guys on Friday. Have a good rest of your next day or Thursday.